Hello, friends. My name is Steve, and we're here to discuss Berserk Volume 29. We are churning along, and we're inching closer and closer. It's kind of weird to catching up. So, Joe, will you start us off with an introduction?
I'm Joe, JC Byrne. I write the Hybrid Helix and Partial Function, and if you follow me on social media, you can see my new Christmas story, The Most Powerful Christmas, which will be releasing today. And it'll be free, and it'll be about Christmas. And basically, it's how a Hindu saves Christmas.
Nice. And
But
nice. And what's the update on your weekly?
I'm still planning to get that out probably in the next 2 weeks. The first issue,
Nice.
Grim Dwarf magazine. I have a couple submissions for the first issue. I gotta polish it up and put together the thing, all the digital files to get them ready, and then activate my Patreon, which is still not live, but I think I only have one step left for that. And then just put out the links. So I'm getting better at this. I've done it enough times that like oh, I've got like 6 chapters. Who wants to read it? Like I've gotten really good at like putting it on Story Origin and putting the link up so anyone can download it. All this. I did a cover. I did another cover for myself for the Christmas story. So it's another free Canva cover.
Nice.
So it's going to be not good, maybe cute, but not good. So that's it's free. When I'm giving out free stuff, I'm like, okay, you got to take what you can get. I can't pay for art for free things. So
yeah, for sure.
It's kind of fascinating to me because like I got this idea for this story like Wednesday morning. I'm like, honestly, I'm ready to publish it today. Like that's amazing. Like that we can do that. Like that's like 5 days. Like right, that was never possible in the past. Like you couldn't just think of an idea for a story and have it in people's hands 5 days later. Like that. That's just not how that works. It used to take months, maybe years, right? So it's neat. I don't mean like nothing of it's like my invention. I mean, it's just the way the internet, all the tools, I can do all the formatting in like 5 minutes with Atticus, not even, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
Nice. And Varsha.
Hi, my name is Varsha. I have a YouTube channel called Reading by the Rainy Mountain. And yeah, like Steve, I'm kind of amazed that we're at volume 29, only 10 more to go. It felt like we were going to go on forever. But yeah, pretty close, just a few months away from probably catching up.
Yeah, pretty wild. And I think this, volume 29, I think we had this really big kind of lots and lots of things happening. And now we're kind of, I think volume 28 was a little bit more calm. And this one was a little bit, but we do have some potentially major events happen in 29.
Yeah, I feel like even in terms of this also continued a little bit on the quiet side. It had a lot of things happening, but not a lot of the usual, I'm going to strike down hundreds of monsters in this volume. The only proper action sequence we got was between Isidoro and was it the pirates and the other duck knight who got hate for reasons that I'm yet to understand. Yeah, so it was in that way, I thought, a fairly quiet volume.
It was like smaller scale, right?
Mm.
We didn't see any, not only not hundreds of monsters, but like really there weren't hundreds of anything getting involved in anything. I don't think Guts really. He barely swung a sword in this, and when he did, at the very end, and he cut a pillar in half. So
pretty smart though.
Guts versus architecture.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. Serpico's smart, do you mean? Yeah. To bring
Not Isidro. Serpico has a history of that, right? Then the last time he fought Guts, it was like on a cliff's edge or something. And he's like, well, here you can't be mobile, so I haven't, something like that. It was something like that.
Yeah, on the side of a cliff, I think.
Yeah. He keeps picking places Guts can't swing his sword.
But then he says, "I'm doing this on purpose, just so you know. It's not an accident. I'm just clever."
Yeah.
Like, all right, we get it, Serpico. Good for you. Good.
He can't help himself.
They're there. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just funny.
Mm.
But this was a much smaller stakes,
Hmm.
small scale volume, or at least if more or less.
But we did set up for a lot of potential violence in the next one, right? Because the Kushan beasts are coming back in this one, and also the duel between Guts and Serpico, which we have to talk about that. Why did Serpico pick a fight there? Um, yeah.
I took it as he's trying to protect. He doesn't want them to convince Varnice to leave. Like he wants her to stay.
Mm.
This way, I took it, but I might be wrong. Like he wants her to because she seems happy. I guess he thinks.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Does he not know her at all? She seems pretty unhappy, at least like from the drawings. And he seems unhappy that she's getting married for some reason. I don't want to dig into that relationship. um, yeah. Sorry,
My
Joe, you were
theory is
saying.
that he's a servant of the family.
Mm-hmm.
He can't just take Farnese and take her away. But if he picks a fight with Guts and does his best, and Guts still beats him, then he
Mm.
can say, "I tried. I did everything I could, and they still took Farnese away. Oh well, so sorry."
Hmm.
Mm.
But in order
That,
for him to say that with conviction, he's got to really try, which he
mm.
is. He's really going to try.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense because Farnese seemed unhappy. Let's say Serpica wasn't able to read that. He seemed unhappy too. He kept looking at her from a distance, and uh, I don't know if he was moaning or just feeling unhappy on her behalf. Uh, but he did seem upset that uh, that things were going the way they were for her.
I can't tell if he's happy for the way she's been changing or if it bothers him. Just, you know how
Mm,
sometimes things change even for the better, and some people just don't like change? Like, I can't quite put my finger on Serpico that way.
yeah.
Maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't want her with Guts because she was changing, and maybe that bugged him. Maybe he'd
Mm,
be afraid she wouldn't need him anymore. If she got nice enough, maybe she'd let him go. And then what would he do?
Yeah.
Right? So
that's
I'm
true.
not 100% convinced either way. That would no. What does he really want? Does he really want her to go back with Guts, or does he really want her to stay with her family? I'm not. I am not confident that I know the answer. I could see it
Did it
either way.
did it feel like, and tell me if I'm reading this right, but it also felt like he's a bit in love with her, and he doesn't like that she's going to get married off to whoever that dude is. And I think similarly with Guts, right? She's got someone else that she could get closer to. Perhaps she's in love with. Because she did consider for a moment uh, that she might be in love with Guts when, who was it, her brother asked her, mother, when her mother asked if there's someone else. And she wondered about Guts, but then she either talked herself out of it or she genuinely doesn't think that she's in love with him. But yeah, it's possible that Serpico would also read that relationship as potentially her being in love and so feeling jealous slash possessive of her.
Yeah, I can't tell with that either. I can see the case going either way,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
and it's very subtle there.
Sometimes I feel like a brother sister relationship, and sometimes it seems like there's something more there, at least for him. But it does seem like all the women are in love with Guts.
Yeah, including the little
That
girl.
was kind of weird. Gotta say.
And Casca couldn't care less, but at the moment.
I mean, how else can you make Guts suffer the most, right?
Mm.
All
Mm,
these women pining after him, except for the one he actually wants.
yeah.
I'm wondering if Casca's supposed to be cushion. I don't think it really makes any difference to the story.
Mm.
Oh.
She really looks like all those Cushion kids. Like the facial features are very similar.
She does.
And the
Huh.
Cushion kids, they're kind of rescue. And I'm looking at them like Casca would fit right in this batch. That's not important,
Yeah, it could be.
but
Yeah, that would be an interesting tie back. But at, yeah, I don't know how it could be made important to the story because she was a villager or something, right? That had to run away from home. So yeah, but
yeah,
it could be interesting.
I don't think it would impact the story much either
Hmm.
way. I'm just sort of wondering if that was whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
Mm,
Just thought about it.
yeah. Shiarka keeps failing at taking care of Casca. That was funny.
I like when Farney's when they learn that she's not coming back. The first thing they go to is, well, who's going to take care of Casca? Like,
Yeah,
who's going to watch her? Like, who's going to babysit
I'm gonna
her?
wash her hair and make her food.
yeah. She is. Casca keeps throwing water at like she's full on baby mode right now. And yeah, I guess it was better than her being slightly like just quiet and getting into trouble. But she still does, to be honest. But she's interacting with the world more than she was before. So that feels a bit like an improvement.
Mm-hmm. Man, I hope she snaps out of it soon. I mean, at least a little bit more. She's had a couple of flashes of old Casca, but the whole
Mm,
she's like a toddler. So
yeah.
I hope at some point that changes for some reason. I don't know what it'll take
Yeah.
because it doesn't seem like doesn't seem like she's making too much progress. Like on a overall. I mean, she has flashes, but
Mm,
I think they're setting us up to think the Elf King is going to have to bring her back. So I wouldn't count on her being any different until the Elf King does their shtick,
mhm.
whatever that
yeah.
is.
The rate at which this is moving along, I don't know if we'll get there by volume 41.
They have 13 more volumes.
Wow, that's all.
They even going to have a boat? Like, we don't know.
I
Yeah.
think we've talked a little bit about Farnese and her her development as a character, and it seemed a little bit like we're missing that transition a little bit. Like there was pieces, but I think now seeing her almost like sacrifice herself for the group and get a boat for them, and I'm not sure if she has other plans, but it's kind of seeing her family and the way that her father especially views her and was kind of felt threatened by her because of her free spirit and the way she expressed herself. She didn't fall into uh, you know fall into line the way that her brothers did. So I think all that's pretty interesting. I think I'm enjoying that character a lot more now, learning more about her and her character and her development.
Hmm. We talked last time about it being too much of a switch between the kind of monstrosity she was before with the holy seed to this, but I feel like we got a bit of an explanation for it in this volume because like, in I guess they were saying that it was her repressed emotions coming out this way, and since she's been with Guts, she didn't have to repress anything. She just got kindness, gave back kindness. Like after Guts stopped telling her to go away, she got some kindness and gave back kindness. So maybe she didn't have to repress, so she's okay now. Yeah, I could buy that. I suppose it's still too much from setting the mansion on fire. We found that out, um, but it's something. I think at least to know that he was thinking about this and knowing that it was too much for us to swallow, adding that bit in there, I think it made sense.
And I feel like they are setting up something with her using magic or learning enough magic to do something with
Hmm.
it. So that
Yeah.
seems like that's where she's gonna have a breakthrough at some point, and just not sure when it'll be. Or so I kind of feel like that's going to be the thing that brings her back to the group. Maybe.
Mm, maybe. Yeah. or Guts can abduct the princess. She's not a princess, right? No, just some noble woman. Guts can abduct the noble woman after hurting Serpico and a few pillars. Apparently, that structure's gonna come crashing down on them. What the hell is he thinking?
I've got a cushion army in the palace too to worry
Mm,
about. So that things will be a little more complicated than that, one way or another.
yeah.
So I'm sure we'll see some monsters with bad teeth getting chopped up in the next volume. Still with the bad twisted teeth though. They really like that on all
Yeah.
the cushion like that cat.
I, I didn't notice the teeth last time. I'm gonna look out for them this time.
Oh yeah. Whenever they show the monsters, it's the first thing they show is just like a shadow with like the all the teeth, and all the teeth are like curved and opposing directions. It's very pointless and painful, but you know, monstrous. I guess I don't know. Like I mean, I don't know how having teeth that like point in all weird directions. That doesn't actually make you more dangerous. Or them all pointing in the same way that you can bite through people. But whatever. I guess Mura's not a biologist. Neither am I.
Yeah.
But it does feel like a D&D campaign a little bit. Like, all right, you cast like a spell on the guards to let us through, and then they go through, and then you cast a perception check, and you see the monster off in the distance, and oh, you notice the fog coming in, and okay, like I don't know. That's not a bad thing. It's just funny. It's like the party progresses. They move through like the next scenario. And of course, they lost our letter of introduction that was going to get them the boat because Casca drops her in the fire. That was like, really, guys? I guess
Why
that
did
tells
they
me
give it to Casca to play?
here, toddler. Here's the very important piece of paper. Make sure not to. Oh, you put it in the fire. Okay.
She's near the fire, wrong. She's given the thing to play with. Why?
But Isidro got his face full of boob. Was he as annoying this volume when he was fighting? I thought he was doing better.
Yeah, yep. I thought
It's
so
less
too.
annoying than he
Yeah.
usually is.
Because he actually did something apart from whine about how he's not getting a chance and other people are stealing his glory. Yeah,
Not
I
here. He
mean,
really seemed to try to get in there and help.
hmm yeah.
So my curiosity about Isidro is I'm trying to figure out what his character arc is supposed to be. So
Mm,
clearly he doesn't have like the bloodthirst or the aggression of a true swordsman. People keep telling him that. Like Guts tells him that. This random pirate tells him that. So my open question is sort of like, is his arc supposed to be he learns to be a real killer, or is arc going to be he gives up the sword because he realizes he's not really a killer? Because I feel like it
mm.
has to be one of the two, the way they're setting it up, and I can't figure out which direction we're supposed to anticipate. You know,
Mm.
it's not as simple as train harder so you get a true killer instinct. That's not usually how that works. Usually it's suffer horribly so you get that true killer instinct. He even needs to be tortured by demons for 6 months or go through his eclipse, and then he'll learn. But I don't know that that's really what Mira is like aiming for. So it's
He
interesting.
he had a moment of introspection, if you will, as soon as he struck someone, and he's like, "That's the first time I ever drew blood." I was trying to remember, did we have a similar moment with Guts? I didn't think so. Was the father person the first person that Guts killed? I forget. It was other
I think
people,
he
right?
was fighting a ton
Mm,
even as a small child. They gave the impression they almost gave him a sword as soon as he could walk.
mm.
I don't remember his first kill being on panel or
Mm.
not, but
Yeah, I don't remember.
So, as far as I remember, I could be very wrong. He didn't have these tortured moments of, oh no, I'm killing people, or it just was a way of life. But with this kid, even though he's yearning for glory, I mean, that's not necessarily much. It could just be he gets used to it or desensitized or learns to deal with it, whatever. And it could go there. But yeah, I think adding that in must mean something. Like you said, I agree. So I yeah, it would be interesting if he wrestles with it in a non-Isidoro way. That having to kill comes at an expense.
Yeah.
So did Puck now just become Isidoro's instead of Isidoro's friend instead of Guts' friend? Because is he just supposed to now be a parallel to Sheer Cup because she has an elf and now Isidoro has an elf because Puck stopped hanging out with Guts altogether since the last couple of
Mm.
volumes, I think. It's been totally flying by Isidoro's ear
Yeah.
and been permanently plump for some reason.
I think Isidro needs him more.
Hmm.
Mm.
You
Fair.
know, Shirk is always looking after Guts. We do see the elves healing up Guts. They're putting the powder on him, like every time he's coming out from the Berserker armor.
Mm.
But Isidro needs the elf to make the little sparkly balls that distract the enemies so he can fight them. So I feel like it's more just like Puck going where he's needed.
Mm. Makes sense.
So I don't know.
How'd you like Puck Spark? Is that supposed to be like Hulk Smash?
There were some pretty funny moments though in this one. I think there were some
Hmm.
pretty funny. The whole Go Monkey Boy, and he's he's fighting the pirates.
I think my favorite one was while I forget what was happening at the time. But he's got his face so smushed in that he's weeping tears while eating. Isidoro and Casca looks concerned with his weeping, so she seems to be attracted to kids expressing emotions, maybe,
Hmm.
or reactive to.
She's like a toddler.
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah,
toddler too.
that's
You
true.
know, they're very sensitive to other kids in a way.
Mm.
So she's just like a toddler, which I find annoying, but whatever.
I agree. It's annoying. If it had been a few volumes, it's gone on for what 10 at this point, which and she's on the page all the time now, right? Earlier
Yeah.
it was we saw her a few times and yeah, hate the fridging, but come back do other things. But now she's on the page all the time. So
No, but it's been since the eclipse, so she's it's more than 10. It's like almost
hmm
15, 13. So yeah, a lot. But yeah, Monkey Boy, and then yeah, and then we see that he also is impressed when the knight who works for Griffith cuts one of the pirates down. He's like, "Ooh, that guy cut that dude down without hesitation."
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "It's you," and he punches him in the face. You get distracted. I'm gonna punch you in the face. Um,
There were. S-
and there's more. Sorry.
Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
There's more. There's more stuff in here that makes us. I can't quite put my finger on what he's trying to accomplish, but the witch, not the witch, but the other girl who has some sensitivity. I forget her name, but she's talking about how great it is at Griffith's camp, that no one's judged for their origins, and it's all wonderful, and everyone's treated well. And sure, there are fights, and I'm like, if are we trying? Is he trying to convince? She's trying to convince
Mm.
Shirka, and she probably believes it. But I mean, they're trying to convince us that somehow what Griffith has created is a good thing. That's the part I'm really wrestling with all throughout. Like, are we trying to be told that after all that sacrifice, Griffith is creating a good thing? Or are we trying to be told that there's a thing that looks good on the surface, and when we find out more about it, it's going to be a horrific thing? And that's the part I can't figure out yet. I don't think we have enough information yet, but that's where I'm like, I keep feeling like I'm being sent on these like paths that seem normal, but I'm not sure which way they're supposed to go. Narrative paths, like these storylines, and I'm like, is it this or this? It's like I'm used to seeing both of them, but I don't know which one we're on.
Mm. Which one would you think makes more sense for Griffith as a character?
That's the thing, is it depends what story you want to tell. I
Mm.
think it'd be fascinating if Griffith really was transforming the world for the better and Guts killed him. I think that'd be a
Mm.
wonderful, grim ending, right? But if you want to say Guts is transforming the world for the better and Guts doesn't kill him, that's a very different story about Guts. And the
Mm.
third option is Griffith is actually doing something monstrous in the guise of doing something good. That you realize, oh, actually, all these good things, they're actually powered by this place over here where babies are
Yeah.
sacrificed to
Mm.
raise the energy, right? It's always the oh, by the way, behind the scenes there's this horrific thing going on that's making all this stuff look good, and then Guts kills him. So Griffith is truly a villain through and through, and then Guts kills him then, and that's a much more classic story,
Mm.
right? That's the standard. Griffith looks to everyone like a hero. Really, not only is he not a hero because of the stuff he did in the past, but even now what he's doing is actually monstrous. He's only saving all these people so he can sacrifice them to the demon world. And then they're all going to be, what he's going to do, it makes the cushions look like, angels, right? And then Guts stops him. Like, that's a very classic fantasy story. That's what we expect. So
Mm.
I don't think Mira's going for that, which leaves us with the other two choices, which is, I don't like either of them, but that's what that is, right? Griffith is
Yeah.
trying to actually, yes, he's done horrible things, but in the present, he's actually making things better, and Guts kills him, which I think would be fabulous. Like, that's what I'm hoping for, because I want the revenge. Or Guts gives up his quest, which I find hard to swallow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of struggle with that too because it does feel like we're supposed to have sympathy for Griffin or like we're supposed to root for him now. It's like it's almost like
Yeah.
the time gap in between we last saw him and now we're almost like supposed to forget what happened. Like this, I kind of feel like they had like there was a plan for that character and then they kind of like changed their mind and they decided to do something different with it because it seems like he was supposed to be the villain that everyone hated and now it's like he's not so bad. Like
In fact, everyone loves him except for Guts and Guts. No one else really, like, even the people on Guts' team, I don't think they understand what Griffith is. Like Shirke, she doesn't know.
hmm.
Isidoro doesn't know. Farnese certainly doesn't know. Right? They would all be like, "Oh, good guy." Like, "Oh, Band of the Hawk, we heard of them. They're heroes." Right? Like, they don't understand. But for Guts to give up on his revenge after it being like the sole focus of his life for so many years, I guess that would be a big transformation
Hmm.
if he does it. Right? That would be a sign of personal. I don't want to say growth, change, maybe growth. I don't know. But that's what I'm wondering if that's what we're being funneled towards, which would be really interesting way to go. I don't know if it'd be good, but it'd be interesting. I don't know. It reminds me of the storyline in Invincibles where this guy basically takes over the Earth in order to make it better, and all these people are fighting him at first, and he kills a bunch of heroes because he knows he's super smart, so he can predict everyone's actions. Like, knows they'll resist him, and then at a certain point he's like, "Look, okay, you guys, I'm going to put you in here. I'm going to leave you like for a month. I'm not going to bother you. Cool off." And they're all just like, "We can't fight this dude. He's making everyone better. Crime's gone down. Economy's great. He's fixing the environment. He took over and everything's better. So we can't fight him anymore." And it's like sort of, and then of course at the end he does something horrible and they all have to kill him because you need that out. But it'd be sort of interesting if Griffith didn't do anything bad again. If he just made everyone's lives better from here on,
Hmm.
and then what's Guts going to do?
I guess that's also kind of Griffin's shtick is he has that aura around him, that charisma of everyone kind of is enamored with him. So maybe that's the plan is to so he can almost do that to us as the reader too, and everyone else except for Guts who knows the truth, and Casca if she is capable. Um, so maybe it'll end up being everyone loves Griffin, and Guts is trying to. It's like him against the world because everyone loves Griffin and won't believe what actually happened because everyone else is dead.
Rickard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Guts and Rickard against the world doesn't seem like a fair. It's not fair to the world. I don't know. Um, I think that's part of the joy of this series is that there are all these storylines and they don't go exactly where you think they will, and then it's really hard to tell what they're going to do. It's not. It's very. It's. I don't know what the word is. It's like a little subtle.
Yeah.
Or it's not on the nose, right? You're not just like, okay, seen this before.
Yeah, and it's not like he's down and now he's just slashing people dead. I guess the only real act of monstrosity we've seen Griffith do so far is kill the witch in the forest, send the army out to kill the witch in the forest. But he hasn't done anything else that would bother us, right? And apparently he's making things better. So yeah, that is interesting. I didn't notice that, Joe. It makes a lot of sense. It it is, and it feels sort of consistent with what happened before, right? Because except for the sacrifice, which is horrible, and he did that in service of his ambition, he didn't. He mostly did good things apparently, which again, except he. Okay, first it's weird to me that he still has to fight for his thing after sacrificing so many people. He has to go defeat an army to go get the thing that he sacrificed all these people for. But yeah, maybe now he has a monster army, so it's easier. But with that in mind, it he's still capable of being monstrous. But let's say he's not put in that situation to decide, he might actually be a change the world needs. But his ascension also caused the veil of the world to shatter, or however they put it, and he's brought more monsters into the world, but not deliberately, as far as we know. So yeah, it is a very interesting situation to explore. Yeah.
I mean, before you wouldn't say he was necessarily a force for good, but he wasn't. He wasn't the obviously a force for evil before the eclipse, right? He wasn't like cruel unnecessarily. Did he get a
Mm,
lot of people killed? Sure, he did. But like, it's also like if he hadn't been leading a mercenary company into these battles, someone else would have been. He wasn't. He wasn't creating these situations where people were dying deliberately. He
yeah.
wasn't cruel. Like he seemed basically nice. He even sacrificed himself when he could to save. Remember, he was like sleeping with this dude so that he would get money, so that his men wouldn't suffer as many losses. So he was even willing to take one for the team.
Mm,
And like he was not a bad guy. Like you wouldn't think of him as the villain of the story based on the pre-eclipse stuff. And then now again, since the eclipse, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. Like he's certainly he's not doing cruel things beyond what we expect him to have to do. Like, yeah, a lot of people are going to die in this battle with Kush, but that seems. But the cushions are being set up to be evil. With the whole
mm,
crazy wombs and all the people on pikes everywhere. The city full of corpses. Like they're nasty, right? Or
mm,
at least their king is whatever the dude. You know, not all
mm,
cushions. I just mean like the leadership of the cushion military is clearly evil.
mm,
So Griffith's trying to stop the truly evil thing, and we haven't seen a lot of like Griffiths like with like pits full of corpses caused by him, like innocent people getting killed. We're not seeing that. We're seeing it from Kush.
that's true.
So, and we're seeing it from these guys in this city. The leadership of this city putting cushions on pikes. That the spirits that Shirky like freed, right?
Mm,
Hmm.
They're evil. We're not seeing Griffith doing anything evil, or even people under his command doing anything overtly evil. Creepy, yes, not evil. Like his war dogs are creepy. We're not seeing them do evil things. So His evil is like confined to the eclipse.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. It
We'll
is.
see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now I have a lot to think about. There's so sorry, new topic. The the I don't know. I think in the last couple of volumes, they started doing these panels where they write an introduction of each character,
Hmm.
and for um, I don't I don't remember. They said something about the Band of the Hawk, that it's Reborn Band of the Hawk. They kept saying Reborn Band of the Hawk for a couple of the characters. Like I think they said this person is a part of the Reborn Band of Hawk or whatever. So do you think that's a, let's say, editing mistake, or do you think that the Band of the Hawk that Griffith has right now is actually the reborn version of all the ones he sacrificed?
I think with that, I think was it last volume that he looked at them and said, "I feel like I have friends," or like he had a flashback to the first band, and maybe that's what it was alluding to. But yeah, I didn't catch that.
Oh, it was Griffith's
Oh,
army
Griffith's
that they
army.
referred to as the reborn Band of the Hawk,
Hmm.
because they call themselves the Band of the Hawk now. And as far as everyone else in the world knows, it's the same Band of the Hawk as before. Only Guts knows it's any different. Let
I
me
didn't,
see if.
I think it's just he's the leader, so whatever army he's leading, he gets to call them the Band of the Hawk. I mean, I don't think
Right.
any other members of that band are like Rickart's not in that band. We know Rickard left. Do we? Right? We saw Rickard come to the city and then he just said, "I don't want to be here."
Hmm.
No, maybe
I
not.
don't
Maybe
remember
that's in the
that.
future. Sorry.
That's.
But Rickard's not there,
Hmm.
right? And who else survived? It's Guts, Casca, and Rickard, the only survivors. So it's a whole new group of people.
Oh, so that's my question. Is it just a whole new group of people? Or we know that at least some of them are monsters or apostles or whatever. And so are they just
If
the
they were the
previous Band
same
of the
guy,
Hawk?
if they were the same guys turned into apostles, and they were somehow after the sacrifice, they were somehow brought back to life, we'd see them. We'd see like, there's no way Mira could resist making like a Pippin apostle,
Okay. Okay.
right? You know, but they're not. They're a whole different group of these guys because there were plenty of character, recognizable faces in the band before, and we'd know if they were turned into apostles now. But they're, I think, when you're sacrificed, you're gone.
Hmm.
Got it. Okay.
Right? You're not just turned into an apostle and you get to come back. Like that's not how this story usually. That's not how it seems to be going.
Mm,
Like
okay.
one or the
So
other.
maybe all they mean by reborn Band of the Hawk is the Band of the Hawk that formed after Griffith was reborn.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah.
and he gets to call them that because yeah, he's got the trademark, the
Mm.
copyright
TM. Yeah.
or something. TM. You know how TM. You don't want Griffith's lawyers coming after you for misusing his trademark. So, yeah, because we would definitely recognize the faces because these are all new guys,
Hmm.
and there's definitely a bunch that we've met, like
Yeah.
his top dudes, like the Lancer guy and the big Crystal Dragon guy, and you know one of those would be like Pippin, and one of those would be like that one skeevy dude who was always trying to betray everybody. You know, he would definitely be an apostle, and
And they would have taunted Guts with that information too,
oh
right?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
fair enough.
Hmm.
okay.
None of them are acting like, oh, we remember you. We used to hang out. Like none of them
Mm,
are during the fight. None of them are saying that. They're
yeah.
like, oh, it's the Black Knight.
Use some psychological warfare instead of just a battle of
Well, think how
what
much harder it would
swords.
be for him to fight someone who had Pippin's face
Mm,
or whoever. So yeah, I think that's all that means.
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, makes sense. I wanted to see if I was missing something.
Sonya.
Hmm.
Yes,
Sonya's
Sonya. Yes.
the medium.
Yes. Who's incredibly jealous of Charlotte. I feel like that's going to end in some bloodshed.
I know. I wanted to stab Charlotte or something.
Oh,
It'd be
really?
hilarious. I want her to. I'm not saying she
Oh,
will.
you want her to.
I
I
want.
thought
I
you
think it'd be
said
fun.
you wanted to, and I was like, what does Charlotte do?
I don't care about Charlotte. Charlotte's a non-entity. But
Yeah.
Sonya stabbing her would be hilarious.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I feel like maybe Charlotte was just brought back to make Sonya more interesting or give her some additional dimensions.
I'm just amazed at the heights of everybody because Sonya
Oh,
seems to
yeah.
tower over Shirka. Then she goes to hug Griffith, and her face is like in his navel.
Yeah.
I'm like, is he suddenly like 8 feet tall, or is Shirka like a foot and a half tall? Because if you line up all these people next to each other, like proportionally, like Shirka would have to be like tiny, like
Hmm.
toddler size. And I'm like, this can't be. But then she really does seem like, why is she so tiny? Like she falls on Griffith and she's just like, not on Griffith, on Guts, you know. When she's trying to bathe, but when she's trying to bathe Casca, she seems like the same size almost as Casca. And she falls on Guts and she's like the size of his like calf. And I'm like, what, what, what did I miss? I
Maybe
miss it.
it's from their POV and they feel like they're really short compared to the tall men.
I'll buy that.
But,
I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
uh, yeah, but I agree. It just felt weird. He didn't feel that much taller, and okay, obviously he's reborn now, so he's different. But it didn't feel like he was that much taller than Charlotte when they were together that time. So yeah,
But Sonya comes up to his waist, and they're both
yeah.
standing. I'm like,
Hmm.
why is this? I don't know.
He's on a stool that we
Yeah,
don't see. He's on
he's got boots
stilts.
with lifts in them, in his armored boots.
Let's see. The plot between the brother and the fiance. So they're conspiring together, right? To use Farnese as a way for them to like how that so they can be bound together. The families will be connected. I didn't quite understand the whole ship thing. They want to explore, is that, or they want to expand their empire, or they want to create an empire? No, they're talking outside of the ball, and they talk about
Hmm.
um, exploring and all the different trade routes and the far
Mm.
off lands that are isolated.
The fiance's in the Navy. He's high up in the Navy of his country, and his country has like the best ships, right? So I think what's his name wants connections with their Navy, which will solidify through the marriage. His family's got money. They've got really good ships. They can like develop new trade routes and stuff like that. That's the impression I got.
Hmm.
I think it's a very mundane sort of political economic
Oh,
maneuver.
okay. I wasn't sure if there's something
And you got
more to that.
I don't I didn't catch anything more than
Okay.
that, but maybe it was. But they're conspiring, but they're conspiring I think with like a little c. Like they're not trying to be shitty to Farnese. Like he's trying to woo her, he's trying to be nice to her. He's not just like, all right, you're gonna marry me and you're gonna like do what you're told. And he seems like I think we're supposed to see these guys as like, yeah, kind of skeevy, but in a good natured way,
Hmm.
you know.
It didn't seem like they really needed funnies though for the things that they were planning. Like what was the point of the alliance? If it was made between the heads of the family, okay, they're trying to do something together. But these people are nobodies in their own right and marrying in sort of, right? And at least as far as the heads of the family are concerned, that's their gripe about it, that they aren't being taken seriously. How will adding this strange alliance in make things any better, especially if they're going under the father's nose?
I think once they're married, he has to honor it, otherwise he loses face,
Mm.
right? And he
Okay.
won't have that. You know, like he has to take the other dude, and like listen, like build like stronger ties between the families, or else he'll look like not taking care
Mm.
of his daughter, which he can't give that impression publicly.
I see.
So
So they'll force their hand. They can't strike deals by themselves, so they'll force the hand of the heads of the
I
family.
think
Okay,
so.
makes sense.
Or maybe that's what they think will happen, but they're actually like not that smart, and it won't, because you don't really get the feeling that they really know how to manipulate the father either.
Yeah.
So maybe it won't work. But this is the thing people try. Oh, if you marry into the family, then our families will be bound together, and all this stuff will work. It'll work itself out. It's like maybe it won't, but you're all going to get eaten by cushion monsters before any of this. There's going to be this like apocalypse before any of this matters. That
Yeah.
they just don't know. Like you're trying to make trade routes and like dudes, like no, like you don't know what's coming. Like this is all immaterial in the face of.
Did Did you guys think that Guts was going to slash his way down into the palace? Because he did do that in Midland a few times. Just strike down guards who were just there.
I don't think he would have. He would hesitate, or maybe he'd
Yeah.
hesitate, but not a lot.
Yeah. But he didn't. But I was sure there was going to be a bloodbath there, but not because he's going to just strike people down. Apparently, Kushani monsters are coming.
I was
Kushanis.
surprised. Yeah,
Yeah. Surprised about what? Sorry.
no, I was surprised he didn't swing his sword and to get in the. I thought for sure it was going to be like he's going to chop people in half and like walk in. So
Yeah.
that was kind of nice.
I was, I was cowering in my boots on behalf of the guardsmen.
Kirka's not there to protect God. She's here to protect everybody else.
That's true.
She's there to keep you safe from me.
Yeah,
And every time she does her thing, I think she's a Jedi.
Mm.
It's not the droids you're looking for. It's a very Obi-Wan Kenobi like vibe.
Hmm.
Which is
Did you
good. You know,
did you see more Puck versus Yoda references? I didn't catch them, but there was a moment when he was in a kimono, but I don't know if he was supposed to be Yoda then or someone else.
I skim those.
Hmm.
When you see him talking with the broken grammar, Yoda's famous for always putting the verb at the end.
That's what that is.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll look
That's
out for that.
Yoda's speech pattern from the
Mm.
movies. It's very distinctive.
Mm.
Strong with you, the Force is.
Oh yeah,
That's Yoda. So whenever
yeah.
he talks like that, that's him mimicking Yoda.
Hmm.
And then he's
Mm.
usually bald when he does that with the big ears. So
did Mira die unexpectedly? Do you know, or was he of ill health or anything? Because it almost seems like that this was drawn out to be long, like longer than really it had to be. If I hate to hope this comes out the right way, but in other words, like if he felt like I have a limited amount of time to get this done, I feel like the story would have moved along a little bit faster. So that's why I wonder if it was unexpected and he planned on having
this,
years to finish.
this is still 10 years ago,
Hmm.
this volume.
Oh, wow.
This volume's not recent. I think he died unexpectedly, but supposedly he had shared the plans for the ending with his assistants. So like I said, you can read chapters that were done by other people now. But they're online. I don't know if they're printed, but they're online. So we are seeing stuff happening that he didn't really write directly.
Mm.
But I don't know. Maybe I feel like Dan would know all these things. I don't know how Dan knows all this stuff.
Goddamn Dan. Where is he anyway?
I don't know. I'm feeling very neglected by Dan. I can't imagine he was sick for like 10 years,
Hmm.
knowing he was dying, right? I always feel like this story takes like more volumes to get anywhere than it should, and I feel like I keep saying that, and I've been saying that since the very beginning. I'm like, maybe I'm the problem.
Are
This is just
other
a start.
manga not like this? I've been under the impression that a lot of manga sort of drag things out, put fillers in, or is that anime that fill in
Anime does
mangas?
fillers because
Okay.
anime gets ahead of the storylines in the manga,
Mm.
right? Because an episode of an anime will do more than a chapter's worth of story. To fill a 20-minute video is not the same as 20 pages.
Hmm.
Mm.
So typically, manga at most are 20 pages a week. Berserk, I think, was a monthly release or every 2 weeks at
Hmm.
most. But like things like One Piece, the standard for shonen is a weekly. You get in a weekly magazine, and it's roughly 20 pages.
Hmm.
And an anime is just going to move faster. So anime are famous for filler. Like everyone go to the beach, and it's all at the beach, and they're hanging out at the beach for a whole episode for no reason because that's what you got to do. Like Naruto did that a lot of little side quests that you can tell aren't part of the main storyline. Well, you can read the manga
Hmm.
because they wanted an episode every week because the anime was really popular. Um, this isn't really filler though. Like I mean, it's just gradual.
Hmm.
You know, like there's this whole confrontation between Griffith's people and the Cush in general, and it doesn't end anything. He just gets Charlotte away, and we know there's more coming, but that's it. You know, so like it's just slow paced, but that's how everything he does is. I think that's just his storytelling. But the eclipse was really long. Remember the actual eclipse, the actual thing where like Griffith sacrificed everybody and they were tortured for a while. That was like 3 volumes or something. Like it was long. So I
Hmm.
just prefer it to be less long. It's not my, but it's still good. I don't know. But it is consistent.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Isidro was less annoying in this volume, I thought.
He was.
I agree. Yeah.
I actually thought he's not so bad.
Yeah. Even when Shirka was like taking care of Casca and he was like they were playing like making crabs race and stuff. I'm like that's normal for a kid.
Yeah.
You know, mom's taking care of the laundry. I'm just gonna play. It's like it's crappy behavior, but it's pretty normal. So
Yeah, no, if he did that all the time, I'd be fine with it. My main gripe with him is how he keeps complaining about having his glory stolen.
yeah, and he didn't do that
Just
here.
enough, stop talking, do something, or stop complaining.
Hmm. The architect. Speaking of the architecture, there's some beautiful artwork. Some of the architecture, just looking at you can start one of those like the double page spreads of the ballroom. So much detail. I don't know if they did computer assisted or not. I don't know if that was a thing. Um, if that was a thing at this time, because some of the lines look very straight, and that could have been someone actually did it. But if it was someone doing it by hand, I mean that's wild. Just really, really great.
You'll have assistants, right? So he'll do like Yuri will do the artwork, and they'll literally have assistants whose whole job is filling in background details. That's how many. I don't know Miura specifically, but that is how many mangaka work, especially the popular ones who could have money. And so, like a lot of artists will get their start. Oh, I did backgrounds for this guy for like 3 years, and now I'm drawing my own thing.
Hmm.
So that's very
Hmm.
common. So I don't know if it's computerized or not, but it could really be a guy working 12 hours a day, hunched over a writing desk. You know,
Because I know the artwork takes a while, but it's lots of
yeah.
detail, lots of detail.
Oh, it's
Hmm.
gorgeous. It is. Huh. I just found a mistake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm looking at the very beginning of volume 29, and they're just walking around trying to find Shirke, and you see guts from the back, and you see his brand, like his neck is exposed in the first chapter, and his brand is exposed, but it doesn't have the covering on it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it's got the thing over it that she drew to like dull the impact of it, and I think it's a mistake. Or does that thing only show up when his thing is gonna flare when there's like stuff nearby? Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it looked like it might have
I'm
been
not sure.
lit up a little bit, or like,
Hmm.
because she seemed concerned after she looked at it. That's right before the beast
Maybe
came in,
that's
right?
the time that when you see her covering thing was right before the beast came in. So maybe that's it. Maybe the seal only is visible when there are things nearby. The brand is always visible. That's always been true. But there's a scene where Shirky like she's like telepathically communicating with him, and you see him from the back, and you see the brand clear as day on his neck, and it's not covered. But yeah, maybe the seal only shows up when it has to seal something. So I take it back. It might not be a mistake. But,
Or is that what she uses to home in on him when she's trying to communicate? It.
just there's something about them having a lock of her hair somewhere tied on them,
Mm,
Hmm.
so she can telepathize them.
And then they do talk. She does break down the whole ethereal body, the magic system, the four cardinal rulers. So, Shirky.
mhm.
Yeah.
Just like with drawing, magic starts with an apple.
Yeah, I was like, what?
But you know, when you go to an art class, the first thing that you draw is a fruit or an apple or something. So magic starts like that. That's what Miura first learned to draw.
You're sitting in art school. I wish I was learning magic right now.
And so there's Sonia does tell Shirky to leave, and Shirky has that vision of all the dead bodies. So what's coming to that, and it's very ominous because something's coming.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be this palace thing? What's going to happen in the next volume? Or do you think it'll be much later?
She says leave the city
Yeah,
immediately. Like, she's not like
uh,
get out of here someday. She's like leave right now.
mm,
Which means it's got to be connected to the cushions are invading, or maybe Griffith's going to come and save him from the cushions. But either way, there's going to be a lot of dead bodies. Because that's what happens.
Mhm.
So I think she really meant get out of here right now, which is nice.
Yeah. She said, yeah, as soon as she said, get away from this city as soon as you can.
But again, it's unclear. Is Sonya like? So Sonya's on Griffith's side. She has some understanding of what he's doing and what his people are like. She's not surprised by like the those mad dogs. They're kind of monstrous. They threaten to eat her, and she's completely unfazed by it. She's not surprised. So, is it that she understands that he's really doing good, or is it that she's kind of amoral?
Hmm.
Right? I'm not sure. It feeds into this whole thing where I keep saying I'm not sure which way we're supposed to take it because
mm,
she's not clearly a good person. She's definitely not clearly a bad person. But she could be a kind of person like, oh, a lot of peasants died. That's just what happens. And just not care.
Yeah.
You know? So I can't tell. It's like this he's walking this tightrope with all these different places where you would normally expect to know morally where you're supposed to stand. And instead he's like this threading this line where you're just really not sure. He's not giving you enough information to make the call. It's like the thing that and he's not doing the thing that bothers me in so much other writing, because I hate when they're this morally ambiguous scenario, like two sides politically opposed, and they to make you know who to root for, they make one side like the main dude is like a rapist or does like this sadistic stuff sexually,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only there so you know he's the bad guy because otherwise he's fine, and you're like, okay, that's the bad guy. This particular book series I'm thinking of that does
Berserk.
this. I'm just like, no, it was a book series, and it was like this political thing, and I'm not clear who's the good guys or the bad guy. They both have it's politics. They both have points, but then like one side is like they like kidnap women and like sexually assault them, and you're like, okay, but that's nothing. But like that's how you. It's almost like you put that in there so I know who to root. Know to root for the other dudes. Like it's just so lazy. It bothers me because otherwise there's no reason for them to be sexually sadistic other than you needed me to know. And here they're not giving you that. Right? He doesn't give you those easy ones. Sometimes he does, but like with Kush, he does. You know they're the bad guys, but then what's Griffith now? So it's really interesting.
but even with Kush, at least the head honcho is possessed, right? I don't know about the dude on the ship, what's up with him and why he's creating these monsters, but the main king or the ruler is possessed, right? So
Well, he's an
there,
apostle.
Mm? As an
He's an
apostle. Right?
apostle.
Mm. So there is an explanation for their evilness. So it's like the apostles are evil for evil's sake, but there's an explanation. Yeah, you're right. Like when you show that kind of degradation, they have to be bad in other ways too. That can't be the only thing bad that they do. So that makes
Well,
sense.
Kush had just invaded and not had all this gratuitous like killing of innocent women and all the. You would just be like, oh, it's just another country invading. Like that. That happens
Mm,
all. Everyone tries to invade everybody like throughout
yeah.
history. But they make sure to go out of your way to say, oh no, but when they invade, the city is filled with corpses.
Mm,
And we had a whole volume of the city is filled with
Hmm.
corpses. So it's like, okay. So I know they're really the bad guys.
yeah.
Not that these dudes are again the good guys. I mean, this city also has a whole bunch of cushion corpses in it because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. So
Mm,
who's the only person here who's like not clearly evil in the present? It's Griffith,
yeah.
which is neat. It's interesting.
Oops.
I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hmm.
And I hate this pirate dude.
Me too.
I just want to say the chief pirate guy with the like one leg and the bad teeth. I hate it.
It seemed very out of place.
Mm,
I almost feel like he was a joke that
Yeah.
I didn't get.
Yeah. It kind of felt like it was like a typical, like a stereotypical, what's the pirate? Blackbeard or whatever. Kind of like, I'm just going to throw this character in and have fun with him. Kind of like he can't swim and he'll drown. A pirate that can't swim.
Like he's
Like,
like he's supposed to be funny or he's supposed to be like remind us of some archetype or some character, but I didn't see the show he's a parody of, so I don't get it. That's how it
hmm.
feels. But I don't like it.
he's not the dude from Peter Pan, is he? He didn't have a hook. No, he
I
didn't.
don't think so. I think he had hands. He did have the wooden
Captain
leg.
Hook
Mm.
hit a wooden leg.
Hmm. I have to reread Peter Pan. I don't think I fully appreciated the story around how Hook lost his arm when I read it when I was a kid.
How did he lose his arm? I don't remember this.
I think a crocodile ate it or something,
Oh,
or yeah, there's a clock involved somehow. I don't remember, but yeah, I've got to reread Peter Pan. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I didn't really the first time I read it, but I feel like I like different stories now. So.
Hmm.
But yeah, he lasted for 5 minutes on the page. Yeah, I agree. He felt a bit out of place ish. Did you like the reasoning around we're not pirates, where we're doing honest trade, we sell people?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
I think that
Don't you dare call us pirates.
kind of spoke to the value they put on human life and the like how they dehumanize the slaves and
Hmm.
their kids. Like, oh, their parents got
Yeah.
hanged, but they're just commodities. They're not like people, you know.
it's rough. Absolutely.
This whole duel between Guts and Serpico, I'm just, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like neither, I
Um,
don't see either of them killing each other. I mean, Guts isn't going to die, you know. Like Serpico, I don't see him dying. Like, what's the point? Like, I don't know. It just seemed kind of silly. Like, I don't know. I mean, I can after what all they've been through since they, you know, the side of the mountain duel and all that stuff. Like, they've been through so much together. Like, why? Like, yeah, you think they'd kind of like move on and unless it's like a Apollo Creed Rocky kind of thing where it's, you know, we have to settle this at the end of like Rocky 3 or whatever Rocky it was. Kind of like that. I don't know.
It's the most manly man thing to do. Two strong men meet, you got to fight to the death, so you can be true friends afterwards. I feel like that's a whole
Hmm.
ethos. It's a stupid ethos, but it's a whole thing. I don't know. I agree. I'm not like eager to see it.
Same.
It also just bugs me because I'll buy that he swings the sword and chops through a stone column at the apex with some momentum built. But he's got the sword up here and right up against the column. And he starts swinging and he chops through the column with no momentum going, and I'm like, that doesn't that you need some leverage, dude. Like, come on. Then again, he's guts. I don't know. I don't know. I can forgive that. Like, it's not like a super hyper realistic comic
Yeah, I think it's more
in
about
general.
the spectacle of like it's about to go down.
I mean, it's cute. Like, it's like, oh, like it's like one of those. It's like you write these stories and you want a fight to happen and you want someone to win because they do something interesting or different or clever, not just I just swing the sword faster than you and I beat you, right? You want them to do something that makes the reader go, oh, he actually had a plan. So he sets this up so there's two parts to the plan, right? Serpico's plan is I'm going to trap you in this room with all these columns so you can't swing the sword. And then Guts isn't just going to beat him with luck, but he's going to come up with, oh, you think you've got me, but really I got you because I'm just going to chop through the
Mm.
columns. And that's like one twist and then an answering twist and the fight can end. Right? It's like that'll make for a satisfying fight scene generally. Right? Like that's generally what you want. You want each guy to have some kind of clever thing they're doing, and then one guy is a little more clever. I just didn't buy it, but that's okay. I
But
mean, I hope it's not like a 3-volume fight. I'm not in the mood for that.
oh no, 3 volumes.
I mean, I I'm not saying it will be. I'm saying it
Okay,
shouldn't be.
yeah. I'm hoping that this fight won't last long because we know the Kushani monsters are coming, and
Maybe
maybe
they'll
they'll just
just
stop
face off for
battle. Hmm?
like 2 pages. Maybe they'll face off for 2 pages and be like, "Oh, let's join up and fight those crocodile dudes instead."
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
the
that's
beach
what I
monsters.
want.
Yeah,
And they are there, and we know the Kushan, and that is the remnant of the Kushan palace, I guess. So it sort of makes sense that that's where the monsters might show up. I don't know why, because they showed up on the beach. But do you think that they'll show up in that palace? And
they're in the palace, right? The cat's in the palace, and the fog is in the palace. The fog is the fog that what's his name the cushion top guy he raises to whenever his monsters are showing up. It's always inside that fog.
oh, I meant in that colonnade of 100 pillars or whatever that's called,
Oh,
where
I think
they
that's in the
both.
palace.
No, that's the Kushan remnant, right? So I was saying, but
Is it?
we already saw them elsewhere, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we saw them as they were entering. I think they saw a weird cat, or did we see it and they didn't? I don't remember. Why did they
They
not
saw it.
engage with the cat?
They saw it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to look. Okay. Nah. Yeah, I'm starting to think I was wrong. I'm starting to think that the seal on the brand shows up when there's stuff nearby. So Shirka's looking at him and she sees the seal over the brand and there's that fog.
Hmm.
It's the same fog as when they were attacked at the beach.
Oh yeah.
Something's coming in. They see the cat.
Mm.
Someone says, because the elf says, not a croc. And Isidoro says, what is that? And then the cat runs the other way.
Yeah, and it doesn't attack them.
It doesn't attack them, which means it has a mission.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, no, you're right. All these columns are a cushion remnant. I missed that. I don't know if that's going to be important that it was cushion, but I don't know why he mentioned it otherwise. Or just to explain why there are all those columns. Maybe cushions like columns. I don't know.
Hmm.
They like
Some weirder
columns.
things. But there's definitely stuff happening. No big things happen in this volume, but a lot of little things happen in this volume, I think. Which is fine. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We don't need a cataclysmic battle in every volume. That gets old.
Yeah, like I'll take a battle every 3 or 4 volumes. I think that's one of the reasons why. I mean, I have really enjoyed it so far, but I've had a bit of difficulty with, oh, there's pages and pages of fight scenes, which sometimes is nice because I can just flip through them because there's not a lot of text. um, but also, it's I don't like action scenes a lot. I want more story between action scenes. So it, but yeah,
Varsha,
it's just
Varsha,
what it
Varsha.
is.
Varsha, Varsha, Varsha. Do people say that to you a lot because of the Brady Bunch?
Hmm.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Or is it Marsha? Yeah.
Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
So
And one character in the Brady Bunch, she would always, her sister's name was Marsha. She would go, Marsha, 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 and she was whining in a very particular way. So if you grew up
oh,
here, I bet you would have heard that a lot. Maybe not. Maybe if you grew up here and you were my age, you would have heard it.
I did get accidentally called Marsha a couple of times.
Hmm.
I used to take Aikido, and my sensei once called me Marsha by mistake, and then people alongside were just laughing their heads off. They're like, the image just doesn't make sense apparently. So anyway, that I have been called Marsha accidentally.
Skin and fight scene. It's breaking my heart.
Anything else from 29? Cool. So are we doing next week, or did you guys want to take a break for the holidays?
Is next week the
I
Christmas
think
week?
we're getting close.
Well, next week is the
17th.
17th. The week after is Christmas Eve, 24th. I'm good for either. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not Christian. And my wife is working because that happens when you're a Muslim doctor. They give you all the freaking Christian holidays. So she gets all the Christmas shifts.
I think I am
It's
on
comforting.
call the week of Christmas.
That's what they
So
do.
yeah, we could, if you guys are up for it, we could meet next week, then break for 2 weeks after.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Cool. So we will see everyone next week, and then we'll take a break for 2 weeks, and we go from there. So, Joe, where can people find you?
Awesome. jcmburn.com. Check me out on Twitter at joeburn1. But not at jcmburn. If you go to Twitter, that's someone who was banned. I don't know who had my name on Twitter, but it's not me. And check me out. I will have a Christmas story hopefully coming out in the next few hours if I can get my crap together and finish one last round of proofreading on how a Hindu saves Christmas. That's not actually the title. Well, no, I think it should
Could be.
I'm going to change the
Pretty
title.
cool. And Varsha.
You can find me on my YouTube channel, Reading by the Rainy Mountain, and I hang out on Patreon a lot.
Nice.
So find us there.
Find us there. Come and say hello. So we will see everyone next week, and then we'll take a break. But have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Thanks, Steve.